another episode of Ignorant Sports Talk. It's your boy Phil. I'm here with the homies Giuliano, Jack, Figs, and Panky. We got the homie Jay coming fresh out of church. He might have to go back in to forgive his sins after this episode. Today we're going to cover the top 100 NFL players, NBA reactions, and NBA predictions for yesterday and today. I'll run down the top 10. So for the top 100, we got at number 10, Derrick Henry. Number 9, Stephon Gilmore. Number 8, DeAndre Hopkins. Number 7, George Kittle. Number 6, Christian McCaffrey. Number 5, Matt Thomas. Number 4, Patrick Mahomes. Number 3, Aaron Donald. Number 2, Russ Wilson. Number 1, Lamar Jackson.
That's Michael Thomas. Matt Thomas is on the Raptors. I know we're like riding high, but like...
I know the real Matty Ice.
Oh no!
Oh, how dare you?
Damn.
Oh wow.
Right,
so first of all, let me give you my take right now before somebody says something ignorant, and I gotta slap one of y'all with a Bible. The NFL Top 100 is a farce. Okay. It is a fallacy. It is a lie from the pits of hell. And here's how I'm going to justify that sentiment. And I'm not even gonna talk about the Falcons' disrespect just yet. I will say this in regards to Patrick Mahomes. Under no circumstances are Aaron Donald and Russell Wilson better than Patrick Mahomes. I don't care who said. I don't even like Patrick Mahomes. And I'm not a Chiefs fan. But under no circumstances do those two guys deserve to be higher on the NFL Top 100 list than Patrick Mahomes. Quite frankly, I think he should have been number 1. But I understand and accept that Lamar Jackson is the GOAT right now. He's killing it. He's doing his thing. He's a great young player. He's got a bright future ahead of him, so I'll give him that nod. But Patrick Mahomes as number 4 is just absolute nonsense, right? That's the first reason it's a farce. Reason number 2, it's a farce. How in hell is Kyler Murray, number 91, I know we're not even there yet, but 91, Kyler Murray, and Matt Ryan ain't even on the list? Dak Prescott is on the list. Ryan Tannehill is on the list. And Matt Ryan is nowhere to be found. NFL players are disrespectful, bro. Ain't no way in hell that Kyler Murray is a better quarterback than Matt Ryan. Anybody who thinks that, unsubscribe from Ignorant Sport Talk right now because I don't want to hear it. Don't watch my videos. Don't at me. Don't nothing. Just you can't be serious.
Yo, you can tell he's a little mad about the Lakers last night, eh?
Oh my
And
god.
that's
This ain't got nothing to do with the Lakers. Shut all that shit up. This has to do with disrespect for Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and Todd Gurley. Okay, don't come at me right now about the Lakers, man. I'm unstable, bro.
I agree with you with actually a lot of what you're saying, except Matty Ice is trash. Most of what you're saying though is accurate though. Patrick Mahomes is, in my opinion, I thought he should have been number 1 as well, actually. And you got this all up over here. I think Lamar is the most exciting player, and I think he's maybe number 2 or 3. I might even put Aaron Donald up there above him right now until he proves it. But I completely agree with you though. Matty Ice should be higher than Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's not a top 100 player.
Tragic, bro. Kyler Murray didn't do anything all year long. How is he on the top 100 list?
Like if you directly swapped Tannehill for Matt Ryan, that would have been fine. Like have Matt Ryan at like 68.
I would agree with that.
That's actually like a reasonable spot for him.
The only justification I can think of is that maybe they were asked to think of some kind of longevity with these picks. You know? With Kyler Murray being a younger quarterback with a high ceiling and Matt Ryan being in the twilight of his career, maybe, but still.
You're way overthinking this.
That's not a proper justification.
Yeah, you're doing the most.
Hold on. Did you just...
I know, and I'm trying. I was just playing devil's advocate for a minute, but no, it doesn't. It still doesn't make sense.
Did you just mention Kyler Murray and ceiling in the same sentence? I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Potentially. You
No,
know,
first of all, Kyler Murray is shorter than Figs, so there is no ceiling. Okay, at the very least, it's top of the counter. Let's not get crazy. All right.
whatever, the top of the crawl space, whatever you want to call it.
Who touches the ceiling first, Kyler Murray or Kevin Hart?
No.
And they
Tory Lane.
climb up on each other.
Tory Lane touches the ceiling first. Huh?
Yeah,
I'm surprised that Kittle made the top 10. I don't think he should have been in the top 10. I'm pleasantly surprised Gilmore made the top 10. That was another shocker. But I don't think Kittle should have been that high.
I think the reason Kittle's in the top 10 is because he's a little bit more useful as a tight end. He's a great receiving end, but he's also one of the best blocking tight ends we've seen in the last decade.
Yeah,
He's
he
very
does
useful to
a
his
lot.
team. And and you got to think they had such an amazing run game, and they ran a lot of outside zones as well, and that's a credit to Kittle's blocking ability.
Yeah, Kittle does a lot for the Niners.
If Kittle didn't play with Jimmy Garoppolo, you know what I mean, he would have probably been number 4, number 5. Honestly, that guy's amazing.
Figs. I need you to stop drinking the baby's milk. All right, something is wrong because you just put this dude at number 4, number 5. You need to relax, bro. That's too much. It's too much.
Bro, George Kittle is the man. He just plays with Jimmy Garoppolo. You put him on a team with a decent quarterback, bro, his numbers would have been even higher than they were this year. Jimmy Garoppolo is garbage. He's garbage, okay?
That's fine. But George Kittle's he's not a top 5 player in the NFL. Don't do that to yourself, bro. We already got to deal with the fact that the Lakers lost last night. You want to deal with George Kittle as well? Come on, man.
I would actually say, though, okay, because what do you look for when you look for one of the top 5 players? You either are looking for the quarterback, which is by far the most important position, or you're looking for a player who is talented at multiple positions. And George Kittle is like an elite offensive lineman and an elite receiver and an elite running back. He's incredible.
When was George Kittle ever an elite running back?
Who's bringing this guy down with the ball? This guy's incredible with the ball in his hands.
Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
His yard
elite running back.
Is ridiculous, bro.
I wouldn't say he's like a running back.
Dangerous guys. No, I know he's not like a running back. It's a little bit of a reach, but still, he's an elite player.
I don't know if he should be so much higher than Kelsey because Kelsey's at 18. I don't know if they should be that far separated.
Kelsey is too low. You know what?
Very similar. They shouldn't be that far.
The disrespect for tight ends, I'm tired of it. Tight ends get disrespected every year. You know what I mean? These guys have to block. Then they have to go catch the ball. Their jobs are harder than any other player, in my opinion, that catches the ball. Yeah, receivers have to block too. Running backs have to block for the quarterback. But the tight ends are legitimate linemen.
Not all of them. That's not true. There's so many receiving tight ends, though.
No, not all of them. Of course not. But a guy like Kittle, come on, man. You got to put some respect on his name.
Put it this way, right? When I think of a top 5 player, I'm thinking of somebody who can step onto the field and change the entire game. They can take control of the game. Now, I'm going to throw a couple of names out there, and Panky and Phillip, I want you to shut the whole hell up before I say this. I'm talking about people who can change the outcome of a game, like Tom Brady. Tom Brady on the field is very different than Tom Brady not on the field, okay? Marshawn Lynch in his prime on the field is different than Marshawn Lynch not on the field. George Kittle, yes, top 10, top 15, top 5? Come on, man. I'm talking about people who are.
So you're telling me that George Kittle can't step on the field and change an entire game? That's what you're telling me?
No,
right now?
I'm saying you could have 50% of your playbook where he's not in the package. 50% of your playbook where he does not need to be there and your team can still be successful. You can't tell me that any one of Bill Belichick's plays outside of maybe a small half a percentage could say, yeah, we'll be successful without Tom, at the time at least. You can't tell me.
You're comparing a quarterback that runs the offense. The team can't go without the quarterback. You're comparing
Okay, fine.
quarterback and a tight end.
So you trying to tell me that the Falcons are going to be like, yo, look, we can have any kind of playbook where Julio Jones is not a focal point to the offense. Now, granted, I say that with a grain of salt because he is a focal point to the offense. He's just not utilized as such. That's not a virtue of the playbook. That's a virtue of Matt Ryan's decision making.
So George Kittle is not the focal point of the 49ers offense?
The running game is the focal point of their offense.
Thank you, Curtis.
And George Kittle makes the running game.
But they have no. Their offensive line makes the running game.
But
and George Kittle's a key part of that.
He's top 10, yes, but he's not in the top 5. He is supplementary to the running game. He helps the running game, but he is not the running game himself.
Think about this, though. Think about this. If you got a drive, right, and it's like George Kittle block, George Kittle block, George Kittle block, they're shredding on runs, and then he catches an insane pass. That's like all. We
should clarify that Kittle's 7.
Yeah, I just said move him up 2 spots. That's it.
Nah, because the people that you bump him out, that
who's
bump
6
down,
and 5? Who are
McCaffrey and Thomas?
Who?
McCaffrey and Thomas
is the Saints.
Okay, all right, cool. Christian McCaffrey, great year.
Christian McCaffrey is the Panthers' offense.
I agree with that.
What was their record? What did that get them?
It don't matter though. We're not talking about teams. We're talking about individual players. Without Christian McCaffrey, the Panthers would have won 0 games. 0 games.
With McCaffrey, they won what, 5 or 6?
It don't matter.
Like,
they would have won negative games without him, bro. Come on, man. You know that.
So what about Michael Thomas? Do you think? What about Michael Thomas? Do you think he
was the single focal point to the Saints offense because Alvin Kamara didn't do a damn thing all season long?
Yeah.
Michael Thomas was the Saints' productivity all year long. Right?
Okay,
so now you look at Michael Thomas productivity. You look at CMC productivity. Then you look at Kittle. I'm not taking away from George Kittle. I'm just saying don't bump down guys who are more relevant and more productive on their offensive side just because you like George Kittle. Come on, man. Like he's number 7. George Kittle is number 7 and Matt Ryan not even on the list. George Kittle is lucky. Okay, let's just leave it at that.
Listen to me. In the NBA, right? In order to get MVP, your team has to have a certain amount of wins because productivity is supposed to lead to wins. So, don't get me wrong. CMC, I think he's the best running back in the league right now. I'm not saying he's not.
Hey, come on now.
But his productivity led to nothing. His productivity led to nothing.
You're talking about 5 people on the court versus 11 men on the field. You and I both know, because we both played football and basketball, that you cannot compare productivity on the NBA court to the productivity on an NFL field. You cannot.
You can't compare.
There's no such thing as ISO ball on an NFL field. You could be the best wide receiver in the game. You could win every one-on-one matchup. But if you got a quarterback like Rex Grossman, don't nobody give a damn.
Okay, cool.
Come on, man. You can't do that.
So how many wins would the Saints have this year without Michael Thomas? You can't say it's Drew Brees because they was playing with Teddy Bridgewater all year long. So how many wins would they have this year without Michael Thomas' product?
Which is why Michael Thomas should not be bumped down for George Kittle. Thank you for proving my point.
Say Michael Thomas. I said Christian McCaffrey.
And how many wins would they have without McCaffrey?
Nigga, they had 5 with him. 5 or 6 with him.
And they would have none without him.
Did it lead to a playoff spot, though?
Who give a damn about the playoff spot?
Wait.
We're not talking about that.
Come on.
Do you think the 49ers would have had and I don't know actually how I feel about this, but it's interesting. Would the 49ers have 5 less wins without Kittle?
I think they would still be a playoff team.
I think without Kittle, the 49ers would have still been above 500, would have been in the playoff spot.
Their run game was nasty and their defense would still be nasty.
They would be at best 8-8 without George Kittle.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true.
Nah, Figgy, I'm with you on this one.
They would be like 9-7. They would be in a playoff spot. They might not have made it all the way to the Super Bowl, but they would have made it work.
So cool. All right, you run the ball on first down, you're successful, right? You run the ball on second down, you're successful, right? Or let's say you run the ball on first down, you're successful. Let's say you pick up 8 yards. Now you want to play action pass. Is the play action pass going to be successful without somebody like George Kittle out there? Absolutely not.
Why not?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Absolutely. Who's the second best receiver on that team? Who?
Bro, other teams do play actions all the time without George Kittle.
Because they have capable quarterbacks, not like Jimmy Garoppolo. So who's the second best?
Yo, first of all,
Who's the second best receiver on the team?
you just hate Jimmy Garoppolo. You hate Jimmy G, and that's a personal problem. All right, you can't just come at Jimmy G
Listen,
and
Jimmy
try to make it seem like
Garoppolo.
Kittle makes him relevant.
Jimmy Garoppolo is 2020's Rex Grossman. Yes, I said it.
Wow.
I said it. No. Listen to me. Go back and look at that Chicago's Bears team that made the Super Bowl, and look at the 49ers this year.
Yo,
What was their demise? What was their demise in the Super Bowl? Was their demise in the Super Bowl not Rex Grossman's terrible fucking play?
Yo,
Why did the 49ers lose the Super Bowl this year? Wasn't it Jimmy Garoppolo?
Did you just get your dreads retwisted, bro? Because I feel like your brain is tight right now.
No. Think about it. Why did the 49ers lose the Super Bowl this year? Jimmy Garoppolo was terrible down the stretch.
Okay, but hold on now, right? So, yes, Jimmy Garoppolo didn't do well in the Super Bowl. Does that mean that in the playoffs that Lamar Jackson is also 2020's Rex Grossman? Because he played like shit in the playoffs. He did. Let's be honest.
Don't even let those words come out of your mouth.
Listen to me.
What
You
I'm
just
saying
sound
is
church.
your relationship between Jimmy Garoppolo and Rex Grossman is a fallacy because Rex Grossman was trash all season long. He wasn't the man all season and all of a sudden fell apart in the Super Bowl. He was trash all season. His trashery just got exposed real bad on the biggest stage in the world. That's what happened in the Super Bowl.
Jimmy
Don't
Garoppolo.
forget, I bet on that game. Jimmy Garoppolo played well all season long. He played well enough to get his team to the Super Bowl.
Did he play?
don't
Hold on. I thought the running game was the focal point. I didn't
say he was the focal point. I said he played well enough to get his team. The 2006 Bears, the focal point of their team, the reason they even made it to the Super Bowl was because of their defense and because Devin Hester made touchdowns without the offense. Anyone else?
We're gonna forget about Thomas Jones and the great year that he had running the ball. We're gonna forget about that.
Shut up. That ain't got shit to do with Rex Grossman either. But that's what I'm saying. Rex Grossman was trash all year. Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't trash all year long.
How many games did the 49ers win without Jimmy Garoppolo? The exact same amount?
With the running game they had this year? Man, listen. I'll put Kyler Murray on that team.
You fucking get off my phone.
Nigga, listen to me. I will put Kyler Murray on that team, and I guarantee you they win that Super Bowl.
Because of Kittle.
Wait, hold on. You telling me that Kyler Murray was going to beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
It wasn't a game of Jimmy G versus
maybe it's not
it
that
wasn't Jimmy
got
G
your
versus
braids
Patrick
twisted.
Mahomes.
No,
it
you
was
need a
the
haircut.
49ers run game versus
You need a haircut, bro. You need a haircut. Something is wrong. Something is off.
Listen, same exact situation, same scenario. Put Kyler Murray in that fourth quarter. They win that game. I'm sorry. They do.
He gets murdered by Bosa.
Thank you. Kyler Murray's trash.
Well, he's number 68, and Matt Ryan is not existing.
No,
so.
Kyler Murray's like 93.
He's number 91. Hold that. Relax.
That's
Don't
not
get crazy. Don't get crazy. Where's Danny Dimes at?
Danny Dimes is a rookie. He's a rookie.
So is Kyler Murray.
I don't know what to say about that. Go look at their numbers. Whose numbers is better?
Matt Ryan's numbers is way better. And Danny Dimes' numbers is better than Kyler Murray too. So now you try to tell me that it's just, everybody here knows that the NFL Top 100 is a popularity contest, bro. Kyler Murray got on that list because niggas was like, oh, look at him. He looked like the Chihuahua from Transformers. Shut the hell up.
It has become less and less of a thing each year. I feel like they rushed through it this year.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I'm saying it's a fallacy.
So you don't think that CMC made it to number 5 because of popularity?
I do think he made it there because of popularity, but I also believe that the simple fact that he is the only reason his team was relevant, the only reason anybody had anything to say about the Carolina Panthers last year was because of CMC. And as a result, even though, yes, it's a popularity contest, he still deserves to be there. The only reason anybody had nothing bad to say about the Ravens, including myself, was because of Lamar Jackson, which means he deserves to be there. The only reason that people had all these great things. Come on, man. You know me. I'll talk shit about the Ravens just because I can. But last year, I didn't say one bad thing about the Ravens because of Lamar Jackson.
So that was
right?
just because of Lamar? Mark Ingram had nothing to do with that? The
100%.
had nothing to do with that?
I can't stand, bro. Listen. When they had Doomerville, when they had T Sizzle, I was still talking shit. When they had Ray Lewis, I was still talking shit. When they had Ray Rice, I was still talking shit. When they had Joe Placid, I stayed talking shit. So remember, you can't turn around now and act like
Jay,
I be nice to the Ravens, bro. Come on now.
Yo, Jay, chill.
Come on, man.
So remember when
we need like air horn sound effects for this.
Yo, remember when I remember you talked the most shit when Matt Elam was on the Ravens.
Man, Matt Elam was as bad as Chris Crocker, bro.
I remember those days. I remember the
Darius
Matty Ice
Webb,
days.
stay talking shit. So don't act like the only reason I didn't talk shit about the Ravens this year was because of Lamar Jackson, point blank, period.
Nah, I hear you on that, but the Ravens are a lot
then.
more. They're a lot more than just Lamar Jackson. Don't get me wrong.
That's not what I said. I didn't say they're only Lamar Jackson.
So he's not where he is because of popularity. He's where he is because he's nice. But they're a lot more.
But
the fact that he's number one over Mahomes is I'm sure there's a bit of popularity to it.
Yes, exactly. Thank
Bro,
you,
he won
Curtis.
MVP. He won MVP.
Yo, Curtis, thank you. I'm gonna start calling you Father Reason.
Hey guys, hold up.
The guy won the most valuable
One
player.
sec. Patrick Mahomes just got the largest contract in pro sports history. I think that says enough that he's the number one best player in the NFL.
Well,
like,
no, but Lamar's not there yet.
If the dollar value equals your player value, that says everything.
So Lamar's not going to be the best until he gets the bigger contract next year, whatever?
The NFL.
See, I'm not saying that.
Maybe
right?
if he performs,
if he wins a playoff game,
that contract, then maybe.
I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna tell y'all like Fro said a couple episodes ago. If Patrick Mahomes is 1A, then Lamar is 1B, and vice versa. I think both of them are great. Both of them are deserving. However, I think it's wrong for Patrick Mahomes to not only be behind Lamar Jackson, but to also be behind Russell Wilson and Aaron Donald. Russell Wilson is an idiot. I'm gonna put that out there right off the cuff.
Okay, curly hair doesn't make someone an idiot, bro.
Huh?
Yeah. What you got against curly hair, man?
Listen, man, the only dude with curly hair that I will even rate is Giuliano. After that, I ain't got nothing to say. Russell Wilson is a bum, and he does not deserve to be in front of Patrick Mahomes. He didn't do anything to deserve a nod in front of Patrick Mahomes.
I agree.
It was all Marshawn in those playoff runs.
I think Russ is a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but he's not.
I think Russ is overrated.
If you were to reorder the top 5, who would your 5 to 1 be?
I would go Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, CMC, Aaron Donald, and then maybe Russell Wilson if I'm feeling friendly, but I'd actually put Michael Thomas in that.
One, reorder the top 5.
You would put
the same top
at number 3?
That's really high.
I'll just reorder the top 5.
You need to go back to church, turn around, go back to church, go to the altar, and you need to do some soul searching, bro. You're bugging. You're gonna put CMC at number 3?
So you telling me Aaron Donald was more valuable to his team than CMC?
Yes.
That's nonsense. That is nonsense. Bro. Call out the Rams defense to me. Tell me all the big names they got on defense.
Aaron Donald.
Russell Wilson at number 3.
They've lost a bunch of guys in that defense.
That's fine. They did lose a bunch of players. I'm not denying that. But tell me who they have on defense.
I'll pull it up right now because they lost a bunch. Let's see.
Aaron Donald was their leading rusher.
I didn't say he wasn't one of the best players on their defense, if not the best player on their defense. I'm just asking you to tell me who they have on their defense.
I'm saying there's like no one else on that defense really anymore, man.
Well, that's not true.
Well, Sue's got on the D line, so they got Brockers still.
Okay, hold on. What was the question? Was if you're gonna reorder your top 5, how would you do it?
Yeah.
Let's hear. We got Jermaine's. Figs. What's yours?
I'm keeping Lamar number 1 because, in my opinion, this is not an every year thing. It's like the argument of LeBron and Giannis, or the argument of LeBron. It's what were your numbers this year? It's the reason that Giannis is probably going to get MVP over LeBron, even though I don't want him to. But it's because he had better numbers this year. If you pull up Lamar Jackson's numbers and you pull up Pat Mahomes' numbers this year and match them up this year, Lamar Jackson's numbers were better this year. I'm not talking about.
You think if Giannis loses in the first round of the playoffs, he still won't get MVP?
MVP is based on the regular
It's
season.
regular
bro.
season.
Nothing to do with the playoffs.
I know it's based on regular season, but that's not what I asked you.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And they don't count. They don't count playoffs. It's based on the regular season.
You telling me, even though we know they don't count playoffs, we know it's based on the regular season. You try to tell me there are no biases in that?
There are no biases in that, because if that was the case, LeBron would have won MVP the year.
All right, guys, we're on the wrong sport now.
No. I'm just making an analogy.
We got the analogy. Don't worry.
Yeah, so I'm just basically saying that.
Jermaine just keeps taking us off track.
Yeah, the guy rushed for more yards than Michael Vick this year. He's not number 1? Come on, man.
You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to put Michael Vick in there. You didn't have to do that.
He broke Michael Vick's rushing record this year. Come
Smashed the record.
You didn't have to say it twice.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, but he wasn't the best in the regular season this year. That's how top 100 is determined.
I want to repeat what you just said. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, but there's another quarterback in front of him as a better quarterback. Nonsense.
Statistically, yes. That's how the NFL top
nonsense.
100 is
You
determined.
just said
it's not
nonsense. Bro.
It's not nonsense. It's not nonsense. He had better stats than him this year. He had a better
Yo,
stat line
Panky, what's
this
up,
year.
man?
Why do you think LeBron doesn't win MVP every year? Because there are people that have better stat lines than him. Does that mean that LeBron is not the best player in the NBA? No. It just means
that just
somebody
means
had a
that
better
NBA
stat line than
players
him.
and execs.
Okay. How the NFL top 100 is more than just the last year's regular season.
No, they choose.
It's supposed to be, but let's be
If
reasonable
that,
here.
This
listen,
point
if
right
that
now.
was the case, they wouldn't do it every year. If that was the case, they wouldn't do it every year.
So, okay, all right. So let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this real quick. If it's based on regular season and statistics, why is Kyler Murray on the list and Matt Ryan is not? Matt Ryan had a better record. He had better stats. He had a better QB rating. He had more touchdowns and less interceptions. So why is Matt Ryan not on the list and Kyler Murray is?
Because players don't like Matt Ryan. The players voted.
Man, you just lost your whole credibility with that whole statistics shit, bro.
The players voted. You gotta talk to them.
Which is
They
why
don't like
Lamar
Matt
is
Ryan.
number
Can someone else give us a top 5 in their
Jack,
order?
top 5.
My top 5 is okay, but wait, are we going? What are we doing now? Jermaine brings up an interesting point. Like, what are we doing with this? Is this top 5 best players in the league right now, or is it top 5 last season end?
If you were to reorder the top 5 using the top 10 players, how would you order it in your opinion?
All right, number 1, Nate
Y'all know
Washington.
Yo, I can't stand this dude.
No
bro.
explanation. Number 2.
I'm sick of this kid, man.
Okay. But to be real though, I would go like Mahomes and Lamar are like pretty much tied for me, and then I would go Aaron Donald, and then I would go. Man, it's tough after that. I would probably go Julio Jones, and maybe
He didn't make the top 10. Doesn't count.
maybe Von Miller.
Oh my God. Yo, Phil, I need you to record that so I can make it my ringtone, bro.
We've been recording, bro.
Yo, Jackson.
What are you even doing here?
Yo, Jack, this is why you my man's pots and pans, bro.
Sponsored by Coca-Cola. Giuliano, how would you reorder the top 5?
Okay. Mahomes 1, Aaron Donald 2, Lamar Jackson 3.
Hold, stop.
Wait. Let him finish. Let him finish the 2. Let him finish the 2.
No, get your last 2 out. Get your last 2.
And I'd probably go Russell Wilson 4 and Michael Thomas 5.
Nigga. nigga, you just put Aaron Donald in front of Lamar Jackson?
Yo, this nigga said.
I did.
Oh shit. My head hurts. I gotta
Hey,
go.
you know what? You know what? I think Lamar Jackson is a fantastic QB. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I think defense generally in the NFL is undervalued, underappreciated, and I think Donald deserves, to be a best player contender. But
I agree with that.
when I think of Lamar, unfortunately, as talented as he is and as great as his stats were last season, I also think of that unceremonious exit from the playoffs.
Yep.
So a little bit more of like proof in crunch time from him, and then he's tied with Mahomes for me as well. Like that's all that gap is. It's a very tight three. It's a very tight three.
That's a very respectable opinion, right? But check this out. As Lamar Jackson, right? How do you compete with Derrick Henry on the other side running for 200 plus yards? How do you compete with that? How do you
Lamar Jackson basically a running back himself.
You don't compete. They're not on the field at the same time.
So in the playoffs, you know what I mean?
You didn't compete against.
No, you're right. But here's the thing. You're going to tell me as a quarterback, first time really in the playoffs, like you guys are the number one seed. You got all the expectations of the world on your shoulders, right? You're going to tell me that's not demoralizing? Like, God damn, like they can't stop this guy. Like, what the, you know what I mean?
Yo, can I ask you a question?
You can outscore the Titans. Come on now.
No, of course.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
If that's getting to you, that's part of what makes you a good player.
Yeah, but he's young. He's not
perfect.
Mahomes was down in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
It didn't get to him. He came back and threw a shit ton of touchdowns in the second half.
Yep.
So look, I'm telling you, I'm sure Lamar's going to become a better player for that experience. And next season, we probably won't see something similar to that. But until that happens, that's why he's there. He's at 3 by a thin margin.
So what do you have to say about Derrick Hunt? What do you have to say about Derrick Henry destroying the Patriots? What do you have to say about that?
He's awesome.
Okay, so
I need to clarify something.
Mike Vrabel cheated.
I really like Derrick Henry's game. I miss those workhorse running backs that will just put 200 yards in a game on their shoulders.
Heck, you're not allowed to say nobody cheated. Shut up.
Yeah, you the last. You
a Patriots fan, bro.
If you thought I was serious about that, you guys need Jesus. So calm down.
I have Jesus, okay, but you need to
go back to Jesus.
Sit down. You need to sit down. You like, yo, the Patriots, like, you can't even accuse nobody of cheating on their wife. Y'all just shut up. Just cut it out. Cut it out.
Yeah.
I just need to clarify something. It, as much as it pains me to say, the Ravens lost that game because of Derrick Henry's stiff arm, and that was most likely caused because of distraction based on Earl Thomas's stiff something else. Pause.
Oh my fuck.
And we all know that's probably that's why they lost, and it's a tragedy. But I think all the brothers need to come together.
Listen.
And really attack this thing from a different angle.
I'm not
really
attacking nothing.
Drive as brothers next year.
You can't say attack and drive when you're talking about another man's stiffness. So I'm out.
Whoa!
I'm
I don't
out.
know what you're talking about.
Becky,
I meant
who's
his
in your
neck
top
was
five?
stiff, man. His neck was stiff, bro. What are you talking about,
No,
man?
sir.
Jeez.
I'm not a part of that one. You on your own, kid.
I'll just stick to reordering the players that are already in the top 5. So with that being said, it'd be Mahomes, Jackson, Donald, Thomas, and Wilson. Of the players that are in the top 5 on this list, that's how I would reorder it.
Okay.
Oh, a good list.
I never finished mine. I would have Lamar 1. Lamar
That's
1. Oh yeah. Sure. Lamar 1. Pat Mahomes 2. I would go Russell Wilson 3. Michael Thomas 4. Aaron Donald 5.
Yo, Warren, you racist. You just don't like CMC because he's white. I'm gonna say the most ignorant thing I've ever said. You are reverse racist. I know reverse racism is not actually a thing for those who are educated, but you reverse racist. You just don't like CMC because he's short and he's white. You was probably the dude that made him black in Madden.
Wow, look at this. Look at this. Nigga, go back to the altar. Turn around.
This man played reverse Uno on Figs.
Nah, but in all seriousness, record matters a lot to me. Your team record matters a lot to me. It just does. That's just the way I look at it.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that.
That's why Matty's not in the top 100.
Hey.
What?
Damn.
What?
Damn.
My
What
top
happened?
five. My top five.
Somebody want to act up?
What's up, bro?
I got Mahomes at 1, Jackson at 2. It was pretty close for me. Just because this man gave me some good fantasy points, I put Run CMC at number 3. I'll put Aaron Donald at 4, and then Thomas at 5.
Yo, Philip, I rate you, my guy. You's a real one, son.
That's called thinking with your pockets. You won fantasy. That's called thinking with your pockets.
Yes, I did win Yahoo Fantasy.
Exactly.
Yo, this man said thinking with your pockets. Oh, my God, man. You out of pocket, bro. You are all the way out of pocket. The bottom line is, look, I'm about to jet. It's about to be 2:30. I got to jet. But I'm going to tell y'all this. NFL Top 100, I'm going to make 3 very bold statements. Number 1, clearly everybody was high when they voted. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. You can agree if you want to or disagree. I really don't care. It's just a fact. Lamar Jackson's a better athlete than Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback. And number 3, anybody who thinks that Matt Ryan does not deserve to be on the top 100, I live at 40. Look, never mind. I'm going to find you. I will hurt you because that is the single most disrespectful thing in the NFL world right now. Like, you can't tell me that the man is 2 years removed from being MVP. He is one of the best quarterbacks of our time. Whether his playoff record depicts that or not, the fact is, statistically speaking, Matt Ryan is a great quarterback. Yes, his playoff record sucks. Yes, the Patriots embarrassed the shit out of us in the Super Bowl. Yes, he made a very dumb decision. He should have thrown the ball away instead of taking the sack. Figgy, I get it. Yes, he does not find Julio Jones in the end zone when he needs to, but he's still amazing. So I'll hold that. What?
You said that without even shedding a tear this time.
Listen, man, I've gone through a lot of therapy. I've been praying a lot. You know, my lady's really been helping me through some things. So I'm growing up. You know, she be wearing Raptors jerseys and stuff. So I'm still working through it, but
so also aside from her trying to replace your Falcons flag with a Saints flag,
that's never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen.
Before you go, tell us how you really feel about that Lakers-Raptors game.
Okay. Real quick.
What happened already?
Nah. So real quick.
Also, your boys Tatum and Kemba against Giannis and Middleton. That's another one. Also,
we're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that. But look. Check this out, right? The Lakers bench outscored the Raptors bench 46-12. The Raptors, their front 5 played incredible, and the Lakers front 5 played like hot trash. Frank Vogel, after the game in his interview, literally said, "We got a lot of clean looks. We had good ball rotation and clean looks, a lot of open shots. We just didn't capitalize. They couldn't knock down jumpers, bro. They couldn't do anything with the ball in their hands. The best shooter of the night was Alex Caruso. AD, trash. LeBron was a skeleton of himself, because I won't ever say LeBron was trash, but he did not play like LeBron, okay? And like Figgy said yesterday in our group chat, I defy any one of you Raptors phenoms to tell me that Kyle Lowry was going to be the reason the Raptors won. Don't bring that bullshit to my table, because you know I will smack the hell out you.
I said it yesterday.
Nobody here would have said
in this podcast,
Kyle Lowry's the reason. No. No.
Oh, no.
Nobody would have said Kyle Lowry is the reason the Raptors going to win, bro. All right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we would, because
I
he's amazing.
predicted just a modest 20-plus points.
Yeah, Jigs did say
Lie.
it.
Shit.
Yeah, he did.
Yo,
He did.
y'all remember that interview with Russell Westbrook when they was like, I think it was the Jazz, but they're like, you know, Russell, did the Jazz win this game or did you guys lose this game? And he was like, what? Y'all niggas are tripping. I will fervently say the Raptors didn't win the game last night. The
Oh,
Lakers
God.
lost the
Oh,
game.
boo.
All right.
Lost
Hey,
that
it's
game.
2:30. It's 2:30.
Go Uber.
Hey, yo, Fiddy, back
Find
me
your
up,
way
bro.
back to
The
church,
Lakers
bro.
Lost that game.
Ah,
The Raptors didn't. The Raptors played what? Yo, the Raptors played amazingly. Kyle Lowry showed that he deserves to be a top 10 point guard in the league, top 5 point guard in the league. I'm gonna give y'all praises that y'all never heard before.
You're breaking
Raptors
up.
defense,
You're breaking up.
The Raptors defense last night was some of the best defense I've ever seen played on two superstars like LeBron and AD. I think the way Nick
But
Nurse
they
handled the
didn't win the
rotations.
game.
Hold on, shut up, man. I'm not done yet. I think the way Nick Nurse handled those rotations were incredible, and I'm happy that the Raptors played well for you guys. I don't give a damn for me, but for you guys, I'm happy.
Yeah,
However,
so the Raptors played really,
However-
really well, but then they didn't win.
however,
The Raptors never win a game themselves. Everybody always loses.
Of course.
That's how it always
that's not
works.
what I
Mhm.
said. That's not what I said. Let's not forget I gave y'all a whole lot of props for winning that shit. Y'all played like champs. What I'm saying is, if the Lakers were on their A game, the way Kyle Lowry was on his A game, the way OG Anunoby was on his A game, the way Steady Freddie was on his A game, if the Lakers were on his A game, on their A game, we'd be having a different conversation. If LeBron James had put up 30 points and AD had put up like 25 and Danny Green didn't shoot 0 for 7, we'd be having a different conversation. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You're right.
Yeah.
If
I
Matty
actually
Ice was on
agree.
his A game, if Dan Quinn was on his A game, if the Falcons offensive line was on their A game,
Yep.
I think Jermaine's
Yep.
got. I think
If
Jermaine's
Todd
got a
Gurley
point.
was on his A game that time you selected him in the first round.
Hey, no, for real. Jermaine's got a point. These guys weren't on their A games. It's like as if something was standing in the way.
Don't tell me.
Something was in
So
the
you
way
trying
of
to tell
their
me?
A
You
game.
trying to tell me that every single
Preventing their A
shot
game
that they
from
took was every single shot they took contested?
No, not every single shot anyone takes is contested. But
Bro,
shit,
I will.
out of
I-
rhythm. That's
listen.
as much on the defense as it is on poor offense.
False.
But
I
They
will
were
go back.
forcing those shots.
Here's
Let's
the
go
thing
back
I'll
and watch
say
that
about this.
game. Go back and watch the game, and I want you to count how many times
Okay,
wide
hold on.
open shots were missed.
Time out. If you're gonna praise the Raptors defense, but you're gonna say that they shot poorly and that's why they lost. So what did the defense do to make it so good?
Who missed all the shots? I said they did a great job of containing Anthony Davis and keeping LeBron to
which
20.
leads to missed shots and them not even.
Okay, fine, but what about Danny Green? They didn't play no defense on Danny Green. That nigga just sucks.
Danny
What
Green
about
hasn't made a
KCP?
shot in like
We all
2
know
games
Danny
against the
Green is
Raptors.
like in the playoffs.
KCP was trash. JaVale McGee was trash. Danny Green was trash.
JaVale had
Kuzma
asthma.
was trash.
Okay,
Deion
but
Waiters
to be
was
fair,
trash.
any
Kenny
center
Smith
going
was
against
trash.
Ferguson is going to be trash.
Sounds like the Lakers are trash.
All right, I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna sign off.
I think the takeaway is that they have to build around Caruso and get rid of everybody else.
Figs, good luck with this band of
Nigga,
vagabonds, bro.
Why would you leave me with this shit?
I'm out, man.
So-
I can't do
so-
this
You
right
may
now.
just poked a hornet's nest and ran away.
So
my blood pressure.
No, he poked the Hornets and threw it at Figs and ran.
wait, hang
I'm
on.
out, man. I'm out.
So tell
Iggy,
Jay,
hold
tell
down
me
for
how
people, bro.
Jay, tell me how Lakers have bigs like AD, Dwight, and JaVale, and rebounded less than Toronto, and
All right,
Kyle
I'm gonna go.
was
I'm
the
gonna see
top
y'all.
rebounder with 14.
Philip, I'm gonna see you at work, bro. The rest of y'all.
Yeah,
do
you'll see me in a
dictionary.
Patriots jersey.
I will fire you on the spot. Oh my god. Be easy, man.
All right, let's
Oh,
let's
man.
continue on with the NBA talk reactions. We'll start off with the first game from yesterday. The Heat and Nuggets. Final score was 125-105. Kind of takeaways of the game. Miami kind of just ran away with it the whole game.
They look good.
Kelly Olynyk somehow dropped 20 points in the fourth quarter. Started bombing threes with less than 5 minutes left in the game. And the big one was Jimmy Butler had to switch his jersey to have his last name on the back of a jersey. What are y'all's takeaway from or reactions from the game last night.
The Heat
I don't know why the no name's an issue. I don't understand it because it's not like if you have Black Lives Matter in the back of your jersey, it's like, oh, I know that's Bam Adebayo or Kelly Olynyk. It's like, no, you still can see who the player is. I guess I don't know. I guess they're being really stingy where like you need to have something on the back of a jersey, but like, come on.
I think it wasn't approved yet. It's still in process.
I think he's gonna try and do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he's playing, I just saw that he was held out of practice today, and one of the teammates alluded to him being in quarantine. So
Ooh.
I don't know what that's gonna mean for Jimmy Butler.
That's really quick. If he was able to get into quarantine that quickly, like what do you do?
I literally just saw the news article get posted, and they spoke to. They said he was held out of Sunday's practice, and it's who said it? Who did they talk to? Oh, Jay Crowder. He said we're gonna talk to him as soon as he gets out of quarantine or whatever he's in.
It's Jay Crowder.
No.
But assuming he's back in at full strength, the Miami Heat scared. They're a young, hungry, like just endless hustle type of team.
Mm-hmm.
Well coached.
Oh yeah.
So
also the shining part of the Nuggets was Bol Bol once again.
Oh
that
yeah.
pass. Oh my God.
A half court bounce pass.
Yeah.
Go.
Because other than that, they did not play well. They
were underwhelming.
They're like Utah. I don't know what's going on with those two teams where it's like they should be much better than they're actually doing.
But I don't know. I predicted Utah would be shit last night. I don't know. OKC got too many scorers in that lineup, and then you got a guy like Chris Paul orchestrating and running the offense. That's a recipe for disaster for anybody. I don't think anybody wants to see OKC in the first round. Yeah. Utah is just, I don't know, bro. I've never really had faith in the Jazz. Like, I like Donovan Mitchell, but Mike Conley is not the same guy. You know what I mean? Without Bogey, they don't look like the same team. And Rudy Gobert is just, he's a great defender, but I've never really trusted him too much from an offensive standpoint. So, you play a team like OKC that can play really good defense and put up points like this, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Jeremy Grant was tied with Jokic for the Nuggets leading scorer. That's how struggled they were.
That's bad.
Yeah. OKC had 6 Thunder players with 10 plus points.
Yeah.
So it was good, like, balanced scoring from them. I think throughout the bubble, the Jazz will kind of like be exposed on defense for.
Oh yeah. I'm expecting they're gonna be an easy first round out, bro. First round out.
Also, my God, the whooping the Clippers put on the Pelicans.
Yeah, the final score for that was 126-103 with a 32-point lead at the half.
Well, look, if they're gonna keep Zion to like 15 minutes or less, I don't know what else they're expecting.
No, but it wasn't even that. They almost tied the Warriors single half like 3-point record. They were shooting like lights out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying, you don't even give yourself a fighting chance by keeping your best player on the bench.
No, that's true. And I feel like that does a lot for the team's confidence as well. If like going into a game against one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
What's Zion going to do against Paul George just splashing threes? If Paul George gets hot, like Kawhi is so consistent. When Paul George is hot, that team is just too much.
It's scary, yeah.
All of Paul George's field goals were 3-pointers?
Yeah.
Jeez. That means he went 0 of 6 from 2-point range? Is that concerning?
Yeah.
He steps 1 foot in from the 3-point line and just clanks it.
Downhill.
He is YG 13, right?
I think it was a matter of, they lost to the Lakers. They were upset that they lost to the Lakers. So they had to come out and remind everybody why they're the Clippers. They had to come out and, flex one time. You know what I mean? So I feel like that was a statement victory for them.
Did anybody listen? If anybody was watching the Pelicans-Clippers game, did anybody actually see the interview where they had with the medical, the head of the medical staff for New Orleans?
No.
No.
They basically flat out were like, we're like he's like they basically were like, yeah, we're monitoring him, we don't care, and like they basically were like, this isn't for now, this is for years down the road, kind of a thing. We're like, we're not. They knew we're like, we're not doing anything this year. We're saving a generational talent from messing something up against against God knows who. But I respect it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I get it, but it's like, why come to the bubble? Why come to the bubble? You know what I mean? Stay home.
Or even like, why bring Zion to the bubble? Like, he had 4 months off where he kind of like he put on 15 pounds or dropped 15 pounds, but you're still keeping him at bay with minutes.
Yeah. And it's not like he's okay with it. He's pissed about it. Like, he's really upset about it. So it's not like he consented to it. You know what I mean? That he's being held against his own will when it comes to it. So it's like, what was the point of that?
I just want to
I
say
bet the NBA's pissed.
When the Clippers get Lou Will and Montrez back,
Ooh.
I'm very curious.
Oh, you mean Lemon Pepper Lou?
That nickname needs to stick. That's amazing.
I was just gonna say.
And then when he starts making shots, he's lemon pepper wet.
Oh no. No.
Yikes. All right, let's move on towards the evening games. We had the 76ers versus the Pacers. Pacers coming out of that 127 to 121. TJ Warren goes off for a ridiculous 53 points. But then on the other side, you have Embiid with a monster stat line with 41 and 21. Tobias Harris coming in with 30 points, and Ben Simmons 19 and 13 rebounds in a loss.
Embiid is a star player, always talking about. But when are we going to look at the Sixers as a team and just say, all right, this is what they are? Like, we keep looking at the Sixers like, oh, but the potential, oh, once they figure it out. At what point is it just like, nah, this is them. This is the team that
they got to pick. They got to pick between Embiid or Simmons, which one they want to build around. And like this can't be a thing.
Yeah. I don't think
Tobias Harris is max deal.
I get rid of Simmons and I keep Embiid. If I'm the Sixers, that's what I would do.
Yep.
Yeah. I would do the same thing. Get rid of Simmons, come in, bring in a pass first point guard, because Simmons is more of a scoring and like slashing point guard than a passing point guard. They just need someone to facilitate the ball and be like a floor general for the Sixers to kind of be successful going
also,
forward.
they need a new head coach.
Yeah.
I will say it seemed like a good decision to move Simmons to the 4 spot and bring in Milton as the starting point guard. But even still, like, there's a weird chemistry amongst those two.
I think one of the part of the reason there's really kind of no place for Ben Simmons in the NBA. Like, he had so much hype coming out. Like, he was such a big deal. He's obviously, like, you watch him and he's so incredibly talented. But look at the results and look at all this. Like, he just what place is there in the league for someone that can't shoot but also isn't like an elite rim protector or something? Like, they're really, who else in the NBA is successful with that type of profile? Like, you look at someone like Luka or LeBron, like these like taller point guards who are like point forwards, like Nikola Jokic even. These guys can all shoot. Like, I don't know what is he gonna do? Okay, he can pass or slash. So it's until he gets a shot, like they're not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of easy to guard him. You know, you just back off of him. That's all you gotta do. Just give him room. You know, and that hurts as an offense, because the defense can hone in on other guys. Like, they can double team Embiid and be like, oh yeah, leave that motherfucker in the corner. He ain't making shit. You know what I mean? And even if he does make one, they're gonna leave him again because they know he ain't making 2 in a row. You know what I mean? So it's like, it hurts you. It hurts you as a team.
Mm-hmm. And another thing coming out of that game was Philadelphia's 21 turnovers versus Indiana's 31 team assists. So,
wow,
there's a big gap. Pardon?
But we know about Philly's turnover issues, but I was really impressed with Indiana. Like, even TJ Warren's historic night aside, like, for a team that had, you know, not the healthiest Oladipo, Miles Turner in foul trouble, and then you're missing Brogdon and Sabonis, and you still make like a fourth quarter comeback against I'm assuming a fully healthy Sixers team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Three
shot
hands are fully
efficiently too. Not just that he shot a lot. He shot efficiently. He was 20 for
Oh,
29.
Dude,
Yeah.
some of those pull-up deep threes, like, holy moly.
9 for
That-
12 from downtown.
Yeah, it was
Very-
one of the most efficient 50-point performances ever.
So this is it. There were two interesting stats from that game for TJ Warren. I mentioned one before, or a couple before. So TJ Warren is the fourth pacer to score 50 or more in a game, and Paul George is not one of those four players.
Hmm.
And it's Reggie at 57, Jermaine O'Neal at 55, and TJ Warren at 53. The other guy I think was somebody from the 80s, I think.
Yeah.
And then there was another stat. Players with 50 or more points while taking fewer than 5 free throw attempts since 2010. Steph, Clay, and TJ Warren.
Wow. Wow.
Clay, I would
Yep.
have predicted.
That's rare right there.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
These guys, a lot of these big name guys today, like Paul George, for instance, like a lot of them don't really break the 50 mark like that. Like, has Kawhi ever scored 50?
I know he scored.
I want to say Kawhi.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, as
45.
talented
Kawhi's
as
is 45.
yeah, as talented as they are, I feel like the way the NBA is constructed today, it's more of a 2-star, 3-star league. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you don't really see too many of these guys dropping 50, dropping 60, as opposed to back in the day. You had guys like Iverson, McGrady. You know what I mean? They're on an island by themselves, so they got to put up these crazy numbers.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think though that's like adjusting to the way defense is nowadays, right? Like
Yeah.
your star player is obviously capable of putting up 50, but then
Oh,
he's
yeah.
a double, triple team. So your star player also has to know when to pass and make good decisions like that. So all his points aren't going to be, his buckets scored, but they're going to come from contributions made elsewhere.
Exactly.
But yeah, to see a 50 piece from a guy like TJ Warren, I hope he keeps it up. I don't think he's going to keep scoring 50 plus, don't get me wrong. But, to be a good shooter and a good contributor on a Pacers team, like I'd really like to see that stay level for him.
Yeah, definitely. Me too.
And going on to the game of the night, we had the Lakers and the Raptors. The Raptors coming out of that 107-92. Kyle dropped, putting in 33 points, also to go along with 14 rebounds. OG 23 points, 89% field goal. Siakam 13 and 9. Fred 13 with 11 assists. Lakers shot 35% from the field, and then Raptors had 22 points off Laker turnovers. Reactions, fellas.
Well, me personally, I want to say it was a hard defensive battle from the start to the finish. Like, I think it was the third quarter. Both the Raptors and the Lakers, the whole entire game, they shot under 40%. I mean, the Raptors came alive in the fourth. But before the fourth, they were shooting under 40%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it was a very, very good defensive game. I don't think I've ever seen Anthony Davis only take 7 shots. So the Raptors did a really good job of containing him. One thing I disagree with, I was talking a little bit about it yesterday. LeBron came in the game in the fourth quarter. He hit 2 threes. He was pretty much controlling the tempo of the game.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, he was on the bench. And while he was on the bench, the Raptors went on a 7-0 run. And it's just like, for me, I can't really understand in a game like this. Granted, it is a meaningless game. There's no seeding or anything going on here. It's a meaningless game, but still, in my opinion, I would have never took LeBron out because as soon as he came out, the Raptors caught fire. Everything went to shit. You got guys trying to pass these, 93 feet passes, getting the ball turned over. You got the Lakers just out there looking discombobulated without LeBron on the floor. It's just like, I don't know. To me, that was a momentum killer. And then the Raptors never looked back after that. They never looked.
It was a little more meaningful for the Raptors just because they have to worry about the Celtics that are closer to them than the Clippers are to the Lakers. But I mean, for all intents and purposes, yeah, they're pretty much solidified where they are.
Yeah.
I think the big thing was OG, and as the broadcast pointed out, with OG, he's either attacking the rim or he's taking threes. There is no mid-range whatsoever to his game offensively. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Mid-range. It's the least efficient, not the best risk-reward payoff.
Well, you're right, but not even like a single. Like there's like he's either right under the rim or he's in like the corner. Like there's no other like spots for him. It's like it's clear. It's clear as it's clear what his role is. So seeing him go off was a lot of fun. And actually just seeing Mark actually play. Like I think he's under minute restrictions because he's had like the hamstring issues and stuff. So they're really paranoid about that. But like seeing him actually be on the court was great to see.
Yeah. Now, the Raptors played really well, man. They played really well. I was surprised to see OG go off the way he did. Kyle Lowry, that was the biggest shot for him. The guys, I mean, he's never really been my favorite player offensively. Yeah, he's always played great defense, and he's always been a good facilitator. But as far as scoring the ball, I feel like he's always been very streaky. You know what I mean? So to see him do what he did last night was just like, oh, shit. like, if you would have told me Kyle Lowry would have beat the Lakers, I would have laughed. I would have laughed hard, So, and the fact that Siakam didn't really go off like that, like I expected Siakam to at least break the 30-point mark, but it was just shocking they won it. It was impressive.
I will say I was very happy to finally see a defensive-minded game in the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
All these like 140, 150-point games. I'm glad to see two teams that came out and gave that effort defensively.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were to pick two teams to show it, it would be these two teams.
Oh yeah.
But the other thing is, I've been a huge fan of OG for so long, and I can tell that we didn't necessarily plan for his offensive contribution, but it was just the result of the extra pass and good looks. And having him take advantage of those opportunities, man. There was a few instances where he got stuck in the paint with LeBron on him and had to like make an awkward pass or he committed a turnover. But for the most part, he shot efficiently and he shot well. And I'm happy and excited to see him get maybe a greater role on our offense going forward.
Yeah.
Another takeaway, Danny Green needs his championship ring because he has not made a shot in like 2 games against the Raptors. And like he's holding out because he wants to get it in Toronto and salute to him for that. But like, man, he can't buy a basket against Toronto. My God.
Yes, shout out to Danny Green and to Phil Handy for choosing to receive their rings at a future date in front of the Toronto crowd.
Yeah.
That's very respectable. Very respectable.
Although, fuck, who knows when that's going to be.
Yeah, I know. Imagine, like, 2 years from now, he finally gets his ring. I think, like, for me, for the Lakers side, Anthony Davis had a phenomenal game against the Clippers, but then played, like, shit against the Raptors. The inconsistency can't be there for AD. Because LeBron can't be piggybacking another championship team. Mm-hmm. They brought AD in there for a reason. They brought all these role players in there for a reason. The bench played good. I'll give the Lakers credit for that. But the starting 5, like what Jay said, played like they were in the YMCA.
Yeah, I agree. To me, these 8 games, the Lakers, they pretty much got the first seed locked up. The Clippers are 5.5 games behind them. The Clippers are not catching the Lakers. Let's be serious. They're not. So these 8 games, to me, you're trying to see what lineups work. You're trying to see how the bench can perform under pressure. You're trying to see, if I'm LeBron, I'm trying to see Anthony Davis win some of these games down the stretch. You know what I mean? Because we all know what LeBron could do. That's no secret to anybody. But a guy like Anthony Davis, statistically, he's a monster, but in the postseason, he hasn't proven anything. Mm-hmm. So I feel like LeBron is trying to get him ready for the postseason, and I feel like yesterday was a huge step back. It was a huge step back. So he's got to figure something out here, because if he plays like this in the postseason, it's not going to be a good one for the Lakers.
Yeah. Also, before we get to the games that are today, the national anthems. And also LeBron belted out some "Oh Canada" at that second half there. That was cool. That was really cool. I appreciate that a lot. Also, they switched knees when it was like the American and the Canadian one. That was really cool. Also,
I was like, wait, they're gonna stand for a Canadian. And
I thought that too. I'm like, that's some bullshit.
And then they just moved the towel over. I'm like, thank God.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, he played the Raptors in the playoffs so much that I think he has that anthem down packed by now. He probably knows about heart.
Also, he's always at Carabana when that comes around every year. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, OVO Fast Carabana. Yep, he's always there.
Every time he's here, he's in Yorkville.
Makes sense.
All right, let's move on to to predictions for today. At 2:00 game, we have a battle for the 8th seed in the East. We got the Wizards and Nets. Quickly, who's gonna win that? We're not gonna go into details.
It's actually close right now. I'm looking at the game right now. It's 39-35 Brooklyn. At the time of this recording, I don't know, but I mean, the fact that the Wizards lost the other game, they're pretty much like they're not going to compete for.
Yeah, I don't
think they're going to make because they're. I don't know if these stats were updated, but they were 6 games back of Brooklyn, and you need to be 4 games, I think. So I don't think they're going to close the gap because they're both just so banged up.
Yeah. Brooklyn would have been a lot more interesting if at least Kyrie Irving played, or even Spencer Dinwiddie, you know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I really don't enjoy watching them play. Don't get me wrong, Karis LeVert is very talented, but I don't enjoy watching Brooklyn play, man. Like it's like watching the Knicks right now. Like what's the point, you know?
Also,
LeVert.
Also, Jamal Crawford isn't playing.
The disrespect.
Yeah. You were going to say thank you?
I was just going to say LeVert's going to be – I like LeVert. I think he's going to be really good, but he's not there yet. And, like, Jared Allen isn't there either to, like, pick up that load.
Exactly.
I mean, I think he's better than DeAndre Jordan, but, like, the fact – either way, that if he's the number 2, that's not where you want to be now for Brooklyn.
Yeah.
The 3:30 game, though, the next one, that's going to be a very good game. Portland-Boston. That's going to be fun.
That's going to be a good, fun
That
game.
Is going to be fun.
Kemba versus Dame.
Oh, man.
Nurkic is going to feast in the inside there against whatever Boston has. Theis, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go out on a whim and say that this is probably going to be the most exciting game of the weekend. Because the excitement factor that Portland brings.
Yeah.
And Boston is a very exciting team when they're clicking. You know what I mean? Tatum, Kemba, Gordon Hayward. Like when these guys are clicking, they're fun to watch. You know, and in my opinion, Portland is probably one of the most fun teams to watch. You know, you got Melo, you got CJ, you got Nurkic back. You know what I mean? You got Dame that could light you up for 50 on any given night. You know, so
yeah, with Nurkic back, they still have Whiteside, so they got 2 big guys with paint presence in there. So that'll be interesting to see when playoff time comes and see how the coaching staff manages that.
Oh man, yeah.
They even have Plumlee just to get like up in somebody's skin, basically.
Oh yeah.
It's like you can foul out. We don't care. Just piss somebody off.
Exactly.
Because like looking at it, the only other game that could be more exciting is Milwaukee versus Houston. What?
Is that tonight?
Yeah, 8:30.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
That could definitely be exciting. Especially with James Harden's comments. You know, I think Giannis is going to try to destroy him. That's going to be an interesting game to see. It's going to be an interesting game to see.
Yeah. We got 2 more 8th seed battles. We got Spurs and Grizz.
Trash.
And then at the 6 p.m. game, we got the lovely Sacramento Kings versus the Orlando Magic.
Trash. Oh, my God.
I think Orlando will come out of that with that win. Just because they're playing the Kings.
Listen, that's the only team that has home court advantage at all times.
Yeah.
They better come out with that shit.
And then they have to try hard not to get bounced out of the playoffs. Like, good Lord.
And then the 9 p.m. game, I think they should have switched it They should have put the Bucks and Rockets at 9 p.m., but in that slot they put in Dallas versus Phoenix.
Man.
Yeah, it's self-explanatory there.
I think there's a reason why it's only a half hour after Milwaukee Houston. They're like if it's close, you can see the fourth quarter if it's close. That's it. Like other than that, you're not gonna watch this game.
Pretty much.
I can say with confidence that there's 3 games that I damn sure ain't watching.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Any other thoughts or like predictions of what we've seen so far with the NBA coming back?
I just feel like these games are gonna be, teams trying to build up momentum, getting ready for this postseason. You know what I mean? Like Houston, Dallas. You know what I mean? Boston, the Raptors. Trying to find that championship groove again. It's gonna be a lot of interesting basketball. A lot more competitive than we may think because guys are trying to get ready for this postseason. It's gonna be hard. It's definitely gonna be hard for a postseason. So just looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Well, first thing that comes to mind is thank goodness no one's completely screwed this up yet for everybody. I think I saw some tweets where like the NBA had to reinforce people to like wear your friggin' masks, but like it hasn't reached. Well, there haven't been any really cases, and it sure as heck hasn't reached baseball levels of just sheer catastrophe. So I appreciate that, and I like the atmosphere where like guys can just show up and like watch other people's games, like AAU stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say like yesterday during the Lakers-Raptors game, you had guys like Terrence Ross, DeMar, a couple other Magic and Spurs players coming down to see the game.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know what's going on with the virtual fans and stuff like that, but like it seems like they're never like full in the crowd. Like I don't know.
What's the
I don't know what's going
situation
on.
with that? Do these motherfuckers have to pay for that? Like,
So what they're doing is each team, they're reaching out to their season ticket holders because they get priority first. Then after that, I think like Michelob Ultra is doing the whole virtual seating. I think you have to buy a ticket to be a virtual fan. And I think that kind of like backfired with that because a lot of people, they've been waiting for basketball. They don't want to pay just to be a virtual fan. And all that stuff.
I wouldn't. As big of a fan as I am, I would not pay to have my face on the screen. I'm sorry. Like,
hey, special appearance over there.
Say hi.
Hi.
Say Raptors suck. Say Raptors.
No,
don't do it.
Hey, now say Raptors suck. Raptors suck.
I just thank
Yeah.
He was so reluctant to say that.
Yeah, NBA's looking good, fellas. Can't wait. NFL looks like they're gonna start on time with no hiccups, unless they don't come out with a solid safety protocol.
The good news for the scheduling is that Phil and I can actually watch some hockey in between the Bucks and the Rockets and the Blazers and the Celtics. That's the only freaking silver lining there.
There you go.
Yeah. So you got
also, just quickly, the NHL proved me wrong. They actually did something proper yesterday for like social justice stuff. I posted it in our group chat and stuff with it. They had one of the players, Matt Dumba, actually come out to center ice and like speak on behalf of I think it's the diversity committee that the NHL players have created. Yeah. And actually speak directly to the crowd and being like, this is what we're doing and this is what we stand for. And he took a knee during the anthem after he finished his speech. So that was really, really good and a huge friggin' relief for hockey fans that actually care about issues like this.
Okay,
so,
that's very good. That's very good.
I can send it to you again, Figs. Like it's actually really, really well done.
Yeah, send that to me. I didn't get a chance to see it yesterday.
Yeah, and with that, I think like this will happen more, hopefully, moving forward with the NHL. Even like both teams come together around the center ice circle and just like either like just link arms or just be as one to support Black Lives Matter.
They also had like the End Racism banner on the Jumbotron, just like in clear as day, black and white.
Okay, cool. I mean, I'm happy to hear that, man. I'm happy to see that hockey They know how important this thing is. That's good news. That's very good news.
Yeah.
So real quick before we go,
Yeah.
predictions for tonight. Like who you guys think is winning these games?
Well, Brooklyn, I feel might win that game. They'll come out of it somehow. 3:30 game. I'm gonna have to edge it to the Celtics. I honestly see the Spurs beating the Grizz, but that might be a close game as well. Magic beating the Kings. Bucks and Rockets, that'll be interesting. But I don't know if the Rockets have any player on their roster that can stop Giannis when he has a full head of steam coming down that lane. So I'll edge it to the Bucks. And then the Mavs will beat the Suns.
Easily. Yeah. I'm gonna go Brooklyn for that first game. I want to say that Portland is gonna upset Boston. I think Portland's gonna upset Boston. I think the Bucks are gonna destroy the Rockets for some reason. Like I don't know. I don't feel like the formula that the Rockets used to win that last game, that shit ain't gonna fly against the Bucks. It's not gonna fly. The Bucks play actual defense. You know what I mean? So if that's the route that they're gonna take, I don't know. And I just feel like Giannis, he's not much of a trash talker, but he lets his game do the talking. So I feel like he's gonna show Harden something tonight.
He does that face when he hits a big dunk into the screw face. That's his thing basically.
And he tries to flex as much as he can.
I got the Grizz beating the Spurs. I feel like the Grizz, they gotta fight back because we saw what Portland did the other night. So the Grizz have to show some type of camaraderie on the court tonight. They can't lose to the Spurs. If they lose to the Spurs, they just might be in trouble. So I got them winning that game as well.
I'll go quickly. I think Nets beat Washington. I think the Blazers beat the Celtics because I think with Portland winning that first game is huge for them because they're a very momentum. They're very relied on momentum. They need that energy. So the fact that they won with that first game in a big way, they're going to ride high and they're like, okay, we got the band back together. We're gonna go for that 8th seed and we're gonna make it. Grizzlies, they have to beat the Spurs. I'd be shocked if they didn't. I guess Magic beat the Kings. I don't know. I'm not that interested in it. I think Milwaukee beats Houston, and then Dallas beats Phoenix.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right, fellas. We lost a couple people along the way, but it's all good. We finished strong. It's your boy Phil, and we got Figs and Panky. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be posting a lot more now since NBA's back, NFL's around the corner.